When it comes to America, you think America is number one. It's far from number one. Of 104 countries, as far as medical services and surgeries, this includes surgeries, America ranks number 69. Colombia ranks number 36. I'll say that again. America ranks out of 104 countries, and you can look up this on the World Health Organization website. America ranks number 69 of 104 developed countries. Colombia is number 36. Man. So when you guys sit back and you make the mistake, and I've had 2 surgeries here in Colombia over the last 3 months. So I can tell you the quality and how inexpensive it is compared to the United States, and the quality is much better. Exactly. America does rank number 6 in the world for malpractice. United States ranks number, and you know what the malpractice is? Mm-hmm. United States ranks number 6 in the world for leaving stuff in your body after surgery. Mm-hmm. Whether it be a medical utensil, whether it be a body part that they were supposed to take out but they didn't take out, or whether it was a gauze or some cotton they left in your body. America ranks number 1 for people suing. I mean, number 6 for people suing for somebody leaving something in their body after surgery. Mm-hmm. America water is not even ranked in the top 20 safest drinking waters in the world. United States doesn't rank anymore in the top 20 happiest countries. United States is number 23 for the happiest country in the world. When it comes to emotional intelligence, being there for each other, United States does not rank in the top 30 of the most emotionally intelligent, being there for each other countries in the world. Colombia ranks number 5. Number 1 is the Philippines. Philippines rank number 1 as far as being emotionally intelligent and caring about their neighbors and making sure that everybody survives. United States, when it comes to your income, it will take on average, for the average American, you have to make on average at least $11,000 a month to keep up with inflation in your state. I don't care if you're in Montana or New York. In order to keep up with the rate of inflation in the United States, that's why times are always so tight. The average American would need to make $11,000 a month. Whereas here in Colombia or many other countries here in South America, if you could pull off about $2,000 to $3,000, I'm talking about with everything into, you can live a really top-notch life. And like I always mention, I live in a 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom in a suburban area. Austin was actually in our other home, but we've moved since then, and we live in a better area, Zone 6, and we only pay $630 a month, and the dollar is getting stronger. The stronger the dollar gets, the lower my rent goes. Mm-hmm. So the higher that the dollar gets as far as it's going up, I kid you not, when the Colombian pesos got 5,000 to $1, my rent in my old apartment that you were in, Austin, $280 a month. Man.
Wow.
$280 a month.
That's Section 8 in the United States.
Come on now. But most Americans won't go anywhere to take advantage and improve these facts that I'm just spewing. These are just a few of the facts when it comes to the difference between the United States and other countries. And we love the United States. We're not saying anything against this. We're just talking about that these are statistical facts. Also that these facts you also have to take in consideration while you're dealing with World War III. All the things I just mentioned, and you got World War III on top of that. United States passport is not even in the top 10 passports anymore. Wow. I think we rank number 12 now. We're not even in the top 10 passports. For all you that think that we got the best passport, no, people, we don't have the best passport. We're not even in the top 10 list anymore. Wow. Far as freedom, far as Wi-Fi, our Wi-Fi ranks number 14 in the world. It is not that good as you people think.
I noticed that. So I noticed that when I went back.
For all you guys that have been to Thailand and other locations, you can attest that, okay, now I know what real Wi-Fi is.
Yeah.
My Wi-Fi in Paraguay was better than my Wi-Fi in Dallas. The Wi-Fi in Romania was the best Wi-Fi I've ever had in the world. Uncle Luke 1980 said, time to draft these 304s and put them on the front lines. All these so-called independent ladies can finally see what real sacrifice is. Now they will understand what men had to deal with, equality.
All the boss bees.
I would agree. All of the feminists should be right next to me when they try to draft me.
Come on now.
So do you think, so from what you said earlier, visas and residencies wouldn't be as important during this time because there would still be a conscription of draft that Americans would be sent back. But you said that they also didn't have the manpower in place like South America.
Right. Like many South American countries don't have the manpower to be hunting down Americans and saying, hey, you shouldn't be here. You belong to the draft. And they don't have the time, the man, but they're like, if you made it, it's cool. It's the same. It's just like during the time period of World War II with with Argentina. Argentina didn't have the manpower to be hunting down every Nazi that came over to, just like America during World War II. We didn't have the manpower to hunt down every person that was a Nazi. There are plenty of people that are Nazi descent in the United States. Take it from me. I've actually talked to one guy. He was an older guy that he was his uncle. No, his dad was one of Hitler's right-hand dudes. He was an older dude. And he said, I was a little kid and Hitler used to give me chocolates. He said, that's all I remember of Hitler. He said, I remember he used to put me on his lap and he used to always give me chocolates. I remember chocolates during World War II were basically banned. So to be able to get any form of chocolate is like a luxury. And he said, you know, and you could tell the awe. The kind of weird part was, even though he was a little kid at the time period, as an older man, he still had an awe for that era of, you know, Hitler wasn't Hitler to him. It was Uncle Hitler type of mindset. You know, he was still programmed of that. America didn't have time. I met the dude in America. America didn't have time to hunt down people like this guy everywhere. So if America didn't have the manpower, I said mind power, but the manpower after or during World War II to hunt down everybody that was Nazi descent, South America and other countries definitely are going to waste their manpower on trying to find out what American is escaping the draft. That's like Cuba sitting back and looking at Americans who had warrants in the 60s and 70s during the civil rights movement and sending them, see what I'm saying, and sending them back. Wait a minute, aren't you Stokely Carmichael? You need to go back to the state. Nobody did that. Aren't you Alice Walker? Not Alice Walker, but what's the sister with the afro? The civil rights leader.
Shirley Chisholm.
Not Shirley Chisholm. I know who she is. But the sister with the you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yes, black woman afro, glasses.
Yeah, water glasses, light-skinned sister. Oh, man. But man, I
might put that in the chat. Yeah. Angela Davis,
right. Yeah. They didn't ship, no country shipped her back, and she was all over South America doing civil rights, and nobody shipped her back to the States.
Nope.
Wow. Yeah. I think those treaties aren't as common as people think. So I haven't left the United States yet, per se. You said the United States was your second home and you just came back to work. So can you elaborate on what financial preparation should be made before somebody wants to relocate to a place like Paraguay or Uruguay or somewhere safe like the Fiji Islands?
I would say most Americans are already, now I'll start with this. Most Americans are already financially or economically set to live in another country. Mm-hmm. The problem with most Americans, you still want to be consumers in America. Yeah. You still want to get those Jordans. That money should be put in investments. I remember when I first grabbed the LeBrons when they first came down, they were $300. I purposely put that $300 in investments. Those of you who've been taking your 401ks for granted, take advantage of your 401k. Yeah. Some of you dudes wished you had your 401k stacked during the pandemic, didn't you? Mm-hmm. Some of y'all wish I had about 10, 15,000, 20,000 sitting there in the 401k. When all them years y'all were like, I don't need no 401k. I get all my money. Then the pandemic hit, and when you needed a good 20, 30,000 to tide you over for a year, you wished you had that money in a 401k. the reason why I say most Americans are economically set to be able to be put in a position, if you just sit back and say, this year, I know that I'm going to spend at least 10,000 of my money on BS. Cigars I don't need, clubbing I don't need to go to, shoes I don't need to buy. I already got 10 pair of drawers. I don't need 15 more pair of drawers. But because we're American consumers, let's go ahead. Drawers on sale. So we're going to buy 15 more pair of underwear. We're programmed to be consumers. So in order for a person, the first thing that I did, Austin, I had to get over the fact that I am not going to be a consumer in the United States like everybody else. I'm going to save and invest. Does that mean that my dating life had to slow down because I'm not spending $200 or $400 on a date? Yes, it had to slow down. My partying and going out and smoking cigars with Austin and them and Brandy in Ybor City and Tampa, my cigars had to slow down. Me buying all these suits and looking all dapper all the time when I go, no, those suit sales, I had to go past those. Man, they got those suits on sale, the one I want to. I had to let that go, and it paid off because two things happened. I built the habit of savings. I no longer was keeping up with the Joneses. And so when I came to Colombia, it was easy for me to be like you brothers. Andre's wearing a t-shirt, a polo shirt, and if we go out clubbing, I'm wearing a button down. I built that habit before I left. Go ahead.
I think one thing you need to bring up, and I think we touched on it yesterday, was you got your residency. So that means you have your bank account. So
yeah,
you can, when you see something coming, you know, if they say we're not using dollars no more, you got all your money in American dollars, you stuck. Well, you can just take your money, bring it on over, and you sitting straight.
That's another thing. You want to open up bank accounts in other countries, guys, and you can do that from the States. It's not, you know, in the States, it sells you like, you know, you watch Mission Impossible and the secret spies and you know, the people that are illegal activity, and they have these secret bank accounts in Switzerland, and you think of it like that. They sell it to you as if only the major players around the world have these banks in Cayman Islands and things like. No, the average American person can open you can open up a bank in another country just as easy you can open up a bank in your own city.
Exactly.
But a lot of people we don't know that. We've been programmed. And once again, somebody put it in the comment section, your Bitcoin account. Let's say you just don't feed into a bank account and you start put your money into crypto, where you can take that money anywhere you want around the world. Yeah. The world is set up now for most Americans to be able to just not keep up with the Joneses and stack your money and get the hell out in a year or two. Most Americans just come up with an excuse. That's what that is.